Hey guys, it is Kevin here, making a video blog, and I mentioned on Facebook the other day that I was going to be taking a hiatus from social media and not doing YouTube stuff, which will be basically true, especially in a few days, but basically I'm home in bed, and I can't really do too much, so I'm kind of bored. I'm almost kind of like in quarantine. I'm home alone and my family isn't with me. My family they're at my in-laws' house because they were told not to be around me for fear of them getting sick as well. About a week ago, I was struck with a viral ailment, a stomach virus. Not sure if it was norovirus, what it was. But it was an extremely severe case and not normal. Usually a stomach virus will clear up after 2 or 3 days, but for me it's been, it's almost a week. And I was forced to go to, I'm not an idiot, I did go to seek medical attention. The day after, it really flared up on an evening, and I went the next morning to a general practitioner, my family doctor who I go to, and was given medication and told that it's probably a viral thing, which was really nothing they can do. So I was given some medicine, which is basically kind of a probiotic type medicine. Probiotics are really big here in Japan. Though it's just kind of like a natural bacteria, kind of you find in some forms of yogurt and cheese that will help kind of soothe your stomach and fight nasties. Well, I went through those, and those didn't help at all, and by Friday night I was in agony, and it was really bad, and I think I'd fainted a couple of times, but I can't really remember, but I'm not sure. It was pretty bad. Especially because my wife, by the way, this whole time has been in the hospital. My wife, and this is one amazing thing that happened during this vacation, is my wife had our daughter. And she gave birth. Now I couldn't be there because of this virus. So last Wednesday she had our daughter. I was there when my son was born in the delivery room, but I wasn't allowed to even go to the hospital this time around because I had such a high fever and let's just say things were coming out of both ends. So now it's Sunday night, and I haven't held my daughter yet, which sucks. But I have seen her once, and I'm getting lots of pictures from my wife. So basically, what happened was then on Saturday morning, I went to the ER, the emergency room. Now, luckily, where I live is very close to Kobe General Hospital, which is a brand new, very modern hospital in Kobe. And if you ever have to deal with a hospital in Japan, if you don't live in a big city, there is a very distinct possibility that none of the staff will speak English. So, unless you speak very fluent Japanese, you're going to run into some trouble. Now, even if you speak, I think even if you're like an intermediate Japanese speaker and you have pretty good Japanese, conversational Japanese, that you may not find that will help you very much when you're in a medical environment and talking about scientific terms and medical terminology. And I think probably you may find that too with the kanji that might be used if you have to try to read things. It's just not in your kanji bank. A lot of the terms, the scientific terms in this. Now, luckily where I was, they had some English-speaking staff, and the doctor who ran all the tests on me, his English, he was quite fluent. So they were worried that I may have had a bacterial infection or something very serious like E. coli. So they were worried that my kidneys may have been damaged, and they were thinking of admitting me to the hospital for a few days because of all the symptoms I had and the fact that the illness has been so prolonged and so intense. So they did lots of blood work, and they did a battery of blood work. They gave me 2 bags of saline solution, so like an IV drip because I was so dehydrated. They gave me a sonogram, like a gosh, what's another term for a sonogram? Ultrasound on my organs to check my colon and my kidney and my colon and my intestines mostly, which are both like balloons. Um, and yeah, so all the blood work came through negative. My renal functions were good. My kidneys, my liver were all good. They couldn't find any bacterial infections, so they figured, okay, it's probably a virus. Yeah, so basically I'm just housebound for a few more days, and on Tuesday I would have been back to work, but I've got to go to see a gastrointestinal specialist who's going to do tests on me. And yeah, so there you go. Now, I'll tell you, so a little thing about dealing with medical insurance and stuff in Japan. There's a few different ways you can go. Now, I have national health insurance, something called Shakai Hoken, which is like a national health insurance plus unemployment insurance and pension. And that's a kind of expensive deal. If you're a single person, probably a few $100 a month comes off your paycheck, maybe $300 a month. If you have a family, like I'm the breadwinner, I'm supporting my family, you're talking maybe $500 a month comes off your paycheck for that. And if you're a teacher, your paycheck isn't very big to begin with, but when something like this happens, you're really thankful that you do have national health insurance. Or your wife has a baby, stuff like that. It pays for all of that. Now, by law, for example, if you come to Japan to work as the teacher, by law, all schools should be offering you Shakai Hoken, which is this national health insurance. Or at least something called Kenkomin Hoken, I think, which is like another form of national health insurance. If they don't, or they say they can't, they're liars. They're breaking the law. And a lot of schools do that. A lot of schools, most will try to get teachers who come to Japan to take private health insurance, something like global health insurance or interglobal. And those suck, really, because what happens is that if something happens to you, all the money has to come out of your pocket up front. And then you send the bills to the adjuster, and then they decide how much money they're going to give back to you at a later date. And if they're going to pay you back in cash or deposit in your bank account, it could take weeks or months. And sometimes they'll say that they'll rather make a payment on your credit card. That's illegal. You're not supposed to have that. So just so you know, a lot of companies are, most I hate to say it, but probably most English schools in Japan and companies definitely skirt laws, and they don't. A lot of it, what it comes down to, is laziness. They don't want to have to fill out the paperwork. But number two, by law, a school or company is supposed to pay half of your national health insurance. So basically, a lot of schools don't want to have to pay anything for your insurance. They don't want to have to spend the money. They're nickel and diming it. They're saving money. So let's say, oh, no, we can't give you that, or oh, we don't offer that. But again, that's a lie. That's illegal. Yeah. So luckily I had, I've got my national health insurance. So that subsidizes, it pays for 70% of the bill. 70. So when I got my bill yesterday after being admitted to the hospital, blood tests, fecal analysis, urinalysis, medical consultation, ultrasound on my organs, plus 2 bags of saline solution. The whole thing cost me 9,345 yen. That's about $95 US. Cost, out of my pocket, $95 US for all that. I think that's pretty good, considering. Now, of course, if I was in Canada, it would be for free. But to be honest, I think I got much better kind of service and treatment at the hospital I was at than any place I've ever dealt with in Canada. That happens to be just because it's a very new modern hospital. I'm sure if you were somewhere in Osaka, even not near a major hospital, but you have to go to a small neighborhood hospital, it would be probably a pretty different experience. Or if you're in the countryside or a small town, it'd be probably not such a pleasurable experience as I had. So yeah, that's a bit of me dealing with health care insurance facilities here in Japan in recent days. So this has been my entire Golden Week vacation. Just beyond sick. Right now, I'm actually really not in much pain. I'm in a little bit of pain, but just weak and recovering, and just I need to stay in bed. Yeah, so I got one more full day of bed rest. Tomorrow, I'm just not leave. I'm not even leaving my apartment. I'm stocked up with food and stuff. I'm not leaving. I'm a hermit. And then on Tuesday morning again, doctor, then back to bed rest. And then on Wednesday, if all goes well, I should be back to work. But I'm going to have to take it really easy. And then my family's coming home on Wednesday, which is really exciting. So when I come home Wednesday night from work, I can see them. But again, I've got to take it really easy. I think it's going to be quite a while before I'm 100%. At least another week or more. And I'm not sure when I'm going to be able to get to go running again. This really sucks for many reasons. Number one reason, because I can't be with my family. But number two, I was really just getting back into my running kick, back into running on a regular basis. And myself, my friends Scott Brown and Nick Ramsey had just started our Samurai Runners Club, which more information to come on that in the future. But yeah, I'll be back. I'll be back in a couple of weeks, or a week and a half or so, once I'm healthy again. For sure. Alright guys, thank you for watching a very limited motion vlog. I really just can't move. To be honest, see this position, I can't even lay on my side. Laying on my back is the only position that kind of like makes my organs not hurt. My kidneys and my colon and intestines and stuff. Oh. Yeah, even the doctors were surprised at the severity of this virus. I gotta admit, guys, I had 2 stomach viruses. Like one in January and one last November. I had norovirus. And it was bad, but God, nothing like this. It was like bush leagues. This is like, as far as viruses went, this was big leagues. Alright, take care. Kevin here in Japan. The very long, laying down in bed vlog. Thank you for watching. Thank you for enjoying the glare off my bald head too. Alright guys, take care. And I hope you're feeling better than me.